How hardcore is Pakistan's repair? Even a broken flywheel can be repaired with only one piece. How did they do it? The solution is hidden in this roadside repair shop in Peshawar. The broken flywheel in front of them can obviously not be glued together with glue. This is not a problem for their level 8 skills. Steel plates and round steel need to be spliced together to restore the broken holes in bearing seats. Considering that the hole spacing of the axis cannot have any error, the master first needs to use cardboard to print out a circular mold. In this way, it can be marked according to the remaining holes. Only the data of the circle that needs to be docked can be compared to prevent the docking of the steel plates from offsetting. Because the steel plate needs to be completely consistent with the inner ring step, the remaining holes on the wheel must be completely removed to avoid the outer diameter of the steel plate being too small to affect the strength. The material of the flywheel is not allowed to be welded. In order to avoid welding causing the flywheel to change due to heat, the inner wall of the joint needs to be processed with threads so that the gap cannot be reinforced with welding rods. The bite of the thread can also meet the requirements of use. After the hole diameter and thread of the flywheel are qualified, the prepared round steel plate will be processed to be exactly the same as the hole diameter of the flywheel. Before cutting the steel plate, the center joint hole position must be processed with a drill. Only after the data of the joint seat is determined can the plate be tightly joined with the flywheel. After confirming that the hole diameter meets the standard with a caliper, the round steel needs to be embedded in the steel plate. In order to improve the fit between the two, Fu also processed the threads on the inner wall. The threads are also the key to the 3-section jointing. If the round steel can be seamlessly connected with the steel plate, Fu must use the pitch on the inner wall. The joint thread is left open through a layer. Since the hole diameter in the early stage is not much different from that of the Avermetal, a simple surface cutting layer can be used to replicate the thread with the same pitch. Even though they did not have a thread gauge to measure, the master's knife can be controlled accurately and quickly. The master used the steel plate to compare and measure, and it is obvious that the joint between the two is very smooth. The shaft core of the flywheel round field is hollow. Under the premise of installing the shaft, it is necessary to use a drill to open a hole. For this kind of internal installation of the shaft, it must fit perfectly with the outer ring of the shaft. After the master's careful cutting and expansion, the outer diameter of the steel plate can be adjusted. Considering that the precision of docking with the flywheel is very high, Fu will use the card to repeatedly compare and measure to avoid gaps in the splicing due to excessive processing. Then it can be cut out of the external thread. After the outer diameter of the steel plate and the bracelet are confirmed to be correct, the height of the flywheel shaft is fixed. Fu will strictly follow the flywheel data to cut and remove the excess part of the round steel. Although their repair shop does not have a cutting slot knife, the efficiency of the whole body is not slow under the use of the Rowan knife and the handsaw. For the subsequent fine processing, Fu first rotates the steel plate and the flywheel to dock, and then embeds the punched round steel into the shaft. Only in this way can the subsequent processing be more accurate. There will be minor errors in the measurement. After the master's rigorous processing, the outer diameter of the shaft is just right with the hole position. Although the flywheel has now returned to its original state, the steel plate and the flywheel are not completely fixed. In order to prevent the flywheel from separating when it rotates, the master has to use a bench drill to drill holes at the joints. This is the limit hole between the flywheel and the steel plate. If the torque is too large, it will break again. The company has completed this method. It is a good replacement for the Hanjie of the Han bar. It not only solves the high temperature change of the Hanji, the strength can also meet the use requirements. Then, according to the fear of the previous step, the center point of the hole position is marked with a sample punch. In this way, the original hole position can be reproduced on the steel plate. The master uses a drilling gun with a marked drill bit. Then this flywheel can be used normally. It is really amazing. Master Lao Ba's superb craftsmanship is praised